Right then, we have done the talking. My lips, I'm sort of salivating just at the thought of this match. It's going to be brilliant. Prophecy taking on Epsilon. Pretty much, Prophecy have to win this to keep their playoff.
Yeah, we've done some maths in the break.
We've been doing some number crunching.
We had about 30 calculators on the desk. We were putting numbers into all of them. Then realised we only needed one to actually come up with the right answer.
Yeah.
Prophecy need to win to have any chance of making semis at this point.
Okay, so the question is then, I'm going to put you on the spot, Stumpy. Prophecy taking on Epsilon. Prediction, please. Because we saw what happened with Reason just a minute ago. Yeah. Everyone thought Endpoint was going to win, so no pressure.
Prophecy have had 3 losses in a row, and Epsilon, they're sort of all over the place. They've had loss, win, win, loss, win. I think it's going to be an Epsilon win today. Okay, he's done it. He's gotten there just before I was about to pass to you, Cole, and say we haven't got time for this. We haven't got time for this. Come on.
I agree with the slow man here, Stumpy. I think Epsilon, I think it's going to go to form. Prophecy are on a 3-loss streak, and that is hard to shake off, and I think Epsilon are going to do it. Okay, well, listen, you've heard from the men in grey. It's time to move over to the men over yay. That doesn't rhyme at all. Young Johnny Boy and Shogun, what are you saying about those predictions, and what do you think for yourselves?
I'm just agreeing with everybody today. I think that you're probably spot on, lads. I reckon, yeah, it's probably going to be not a one-sided win for Epsilon, but a likely win for Epsilon, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe Epsilon have got a very good shot at this. I do think Prophecy will get themselves some games, but they have proven themselves to be inconsistent. Been backstage. So here's roughly how the teams are wanting this to go right now. Obviously, Prophecy, they want themselves to win, but also so do Team Infused, because they want to try and avoid Envy and Method for next week, so that actually puts them with a very good chance of getting 2nd place if Epsilon came on to win this one, or at least putting Method into 2nd place so that they can avoid that, and then they want to play against Epsilon in. It's very confusing.
It's very confusing.
It is very confusing, but at the very least, Infused do want Epsilon to win for the potential to play them in the future. Everyone else, though, probably want Prophecy to win to keep it even closer. If Prophecy go on to win this, then the game after this one pretty much becomes a, if you win, you go through.
Yeah, when you're in. That's what we're going to see if Prophecy can take this. We don't think it's likely because they look too inconsistent. And with a great performance from Epsilon, even without Alex161 getting a win last week in a surprise against their envious rivals. But they've got one more to do. Even if Epsilon win this, it's not yet auto-qualification for them, although they'll be favorites because of Envy's tough schedule. So it is still in their own control. Can Epsilon do it again and beat arguably players who are individually of a higher caliber?
Certainly is what they'll want to do, but Prophecy, despite the high caliber of those players, have not had the results that they've wanted. This is going to be a good opportunity. Alex is going to go for the setup off that backboard. Data effectively just has to set it back up for Repex off the backboard again. So many touches off the backboard, but struggling to put anything together, and now it's end-to-end gameplay, but that shot will not test Prophecy. Both these teams not going to have a feeling out stage this week. Let's just throw some lever and see what works.
Yeah, quite some tame shots to start this game off. That's going to need to change if teams are going to find the back of the net versus capable goalkeepers such as these. Just over a minute in, still all tied up. Mummy's still looking to work things forward with an air dribble. Unsuccessfully. This is now dangerous. Sniper opened himself up to getting a plate. Oh my goodness, double whiff out of nowhere. It looked like an easy save, but fortunately for Epsilon, despite the whiff on the save, the striker also missed the ball. Nerves perhaps. Oh, that is on net, and a good save from Mummy Snow. This is getting pretty tense, even in game 1. With how nervous Prophecy have looked in the Elite Series, we know that they need to start strong. You never know, they might just capitulate again like they did against Team Infused and drop a couple of goals at the end of a game.
It's one of those things that they know they can never escape. Not from us, not in their own minds. They will always remember that that 2-goal drop is capable, although this is going to be an opportunity to turn this one in. No, goes off the crossbar. There is the follow-up from Sniper. Repex could only sit there and watch. And there is that big, important start for Prophecy.
Yeah, Repex, he wanted to go up for the initial clear, but Alex161 was floating around, trying to guide the ball to safety, and then Repex, regretting the decision to go into the goal, wishing he stayed on that back wall. 1-0 Prophecy. We heard from Mummy Still that they want to be passing today. That's what he has identified as the biggest change that they need to succeed. But will they be able to do so? We saw every member of their team involved in that first goal, which bodes very well for Prophecy. they can keep up that team play, then they might be able to win this. What are Epsilon going to bring to the table?
Epsilon have brought across a very consistent style of play, a very standard style of play. But when the rotation works and you're not overcommitting, why change it? Although that's going to be their opportunity, and they have taken it. They have tied this up just over halfway into this game. And like I said, no mistakes, no overcommits. They just want to wear down their opponents.
Oh, that's
a nice little cheeky fake.
That might have been a deliberate fake from Repix there. Getting Sniper completely bamboozled in the goal. Sniper would have had a block on Repix's shot, but he didn't have a block on Data's shot, which came from the angle immediately to the right. All tied up, just over half the game gone. Good defense by Repix, getting the ball clear of danger. Repix has really transformed himself from one of the most unreliable players in the beginning of the series to, or the beginning of the entire Elite series, to someone who's been playing very well. He was standout for me, standout player last week in their win against Envious. Getting back involved this week, which is good to see. It's good to see players fixing their problems, starting to elevate their gameplay, find that consistency on the stage in a high-pressure situation.
Certainly do. Still tied up. Just over 100 seconds remaining. Epsilon and Prophecy in a big game one, which could set the tone. And let's not forget either, getting it to a game 5 would also be very important for whichever team did come out as the loser, because getting a hold of it means you can avoid tiebreaker situations. As we saw earlier on, that 1 point picked up could make all the difference. That is effectively what saved Endpoint Series against Reason from being a complete disaster. As now, off that backboard, there will be no follow-up. Actually, there will. Very dangerous to come across shooting from that side angle.
That's a great clear. That might just be in the net. Mummy Snow is there, though. It's looked like Epsilon have had the more dangerous chances, but this... Oh, what a read from Repix. Wasn't able to intercept the ball at the back wall like we usually see players do, but he did well to read that bounce from the perpendicular angle. Such a tense game here. One win for Epsilon could tilt Prophecy beyond the return, but this might be a chance. Saved by Data. That personal rivalry of Flarky taken to the field. 30 seconds, Shogun. Great pass in field.
Oh, it's not just on target, though. As Mummy Snow will happily try and gather that one up. 20 seconds remaining. Repix, a big block from him. Could try and find the shot. There is Data with the follow-up. And once again, a little bit of misdirection from Epsilon completely ruins Prophecy's defense.
Repix with a huge dunk at the side of the field. And Mummy Snow, unable to get a clear, allows Data again. Second goal. Good read by Data to know that that would be open. He's been rewarded for his aggressive positioning twice now. And they do have the lead with only 10 seconds left. This is going to be so hard for Prophecy to come back. They don't have much boost on any of their members. Mummy Snow picks up 100, but he can't get the ball. Looks like this might be going to Epsilon unless they can find some pressure. But no, Repix again. Comes in clutch, grounds the ball. 1-0 Epsilon.
This cannot afford for Prophecy to turn into just another game like it has been for the last 3 weeks. They have really struggled to get anything going. I mean, the problem they've had has really just spilled over. We made a big deal about that 2-goal loss that they had against Infuse, but it's got worse and worse as the weeks go along. So much so that Flarky doesn't even play with the team anymore. This will be his last tournament with this Prophecy roster. But right there, we see exactly what they need. They need speed. But
Repix,
it's just not working for them right now. Every time they go for these defensive clears, they're not making contact with the ball because they're too busy trying to read what their opponents are going to do, rather than just committing.
Yes, a dangerous position for Prophecy to be in. We've talked about the other two teams in the league that are struggling, Reason and Excel. Well, Prophecy, we have to remember they did pick up that freebie at the start of this Elite Series, so really they only have one win that they earned themselves, although they sit at 6 points, courtesy of the forfeit from Envy in week 1. But they need this win if they are to have any chance of progressing into the semi-finals 2 weeks from now. And it just doesn't look likely. With every passing moment, Prophecy go further and further away from making that reality. Mummy Snow whiffing a save once again.
And you mentioned earlier just how Prophecy are wanting to go for those passing plays. Unfortunately, I didn't see a single trace of them in that previous matchup. Just struggling to find it. That's probably been a team that have always struggled on stage. They struggled in DreamHack.
Oh, Mummy Snow is
struggled here. Opportunity to go through. Mummy Snow effectively using himself as a paddle to keep that ball inside. Flucky, own goal.
Whoa. Alex161 takes the credit. Here we see the shot coming in.
No.
Flarky tries to put it into his back corner, past the far post, and instead he just screams it top left. It's just all going wrong for Prophecy. We might be saying an early goodbye. Although that being said, we have seen one reverse sweep today already. Reverse sweep we would have considered very unlikely. But this is just horrible to see. Prophecy, once again, their own worst enemy.
And this will be a test to see whether or not Prophecy can deal with these high-pressure situations.
Nice shot.
Absolutely crucial. Flarky brings his net total back to 0. Highly necessary.
And another great shot. He's scored one in his own goal top corner. Look at that, reading the ceiling bounce and then sticking it in the top right like nobody's business. Prophecy back on the table. That is so important that Flarky is the one who scored that goal, because that's got to bring his confidence back into shape. Oh my goodness, Flarky tripped on the goalpost.
And the most important thing here is, yes, you brought up the Reason game where they managed to come back with a reverse sweep. Reason had nothing to lose. Prophecy have everything to lose in this series. And that causes such a difference in mindsets. As Epsilon need to try and deal with this sniper, he's definitely slowed down his pace. And I do like that from Epsilon, just pulling everyone back and then releasing the hounds yet again to try and take control of the ball. 2 players now up in the air. That's pushed straight down. What a shot that was. But even better defense to push it into the corner and completely dissipate the offense.
Again, Epsilon are the ones creating more chances. And with Repix faking the ball so many times successfully, I really am starting to think that this is intentional. And he can, call that in their team comms, give his team a heads up that the ball is going to come their way. Mummy's still firing high on an open net. All of these little things going wrong for Prophecy are adding up into what has been a disappointing series so far. They're not out yet. They're still hanging on by a thread to semi-final hopes and dreams. Epsilon looking to dash those, maybe even move on themselves.
Sniper's going to have himself an opportunity here, but he does get blocked. Well played there by Alex, not playing the ball, but instead playing Sniper. Puts himself above and wins the ball outright and can keep himself down there. Epsilon have got themselves an opportunity, but all 3 players are now down the field. Flarky can push this over to the side. They had an opportunity. All players from Epsilon were upfield, and a complete miss hit on the ball means momentum gone for Prophecy. They really should have taken that.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is perhaps Flarky was out of boost, but you never know. With a pass like that, you need to be taking those opportunities if you have the boost to get the power on the ball and find your teammate downfield. 2 minutes remain. This is another very, very close game. Whiffed by Repix. No way is that one attempted. Oh! Gets the recovery save, and that turns it into a pass as well. Well, he made up for his unintentional miss, and thank goodness he did, because that would have been embarrassing.
Oh, and there's a big bump in the background by Data, who has been looking for them. But that shot, if it went anywhere other than low and down the center, really could have been it. Prophecy, 2 opportunities to take the lead, have struggled to take them. And now Epsilon find themselves in a good position. Flarky will touch the one over to the side. Here is the shot, it's on target. Repix off the crossbar, straight into the net.
Repix with great power, great placement. Well played to get up ahead of the defender, put it over him, and even get his card to lean down right before impacting the ball to keep the high arc on the ball, get it over the goalkeeper as well. 2-1, Epsilon back in the lead. I do not see Prophecy reverse sweeping this, like you said. They're backed so far up against the wall from so many different angles. It's going to be the most difficult escape of all time if they drop this game. With only 1 minute and 20 seconds left, it's still Epsilon creating all the pressure, still Epsilon with offensive territory. Still Epsilon with all the momentum.
So Alex pushes it into the corner. For the time being, Epsilon will be happy to just trap their opponents in their own half. There's 2 players committed for absolutely nothing. Well, that's a big flip. Mummy Snow can go for the follow. Data just has enough boost to push that one back into the air, but Prophecy are just going to throw big hit after big hit. Still no trace of those passing plays that we thought they wanted to go for.
That's a good read by Flarky on Data's attempted the backboard pass, but they're going to get another chance, and Data is there. Repix again, assisting his teammate. 3-1, Epsilon are just making way too many chances for Prophecy to deal with.
I mean, there wasn't really much to that one. Just played it off the corner. You usually expect someone to be able to rotate in, but it was that use of the handbrake completely killed the momentum on the defending player's car. Could not react in time, and Data will turn that in for the 2-goal cushion. So Prophecy will want to be on the other end of one of these for a change. Need to find themselves a way back, because otherwise they will have to reverse sweep an Epsilon team that has only gone from strength to strength as the season has progressed against a Repex that just looks so comfortable. But there is only comfort when you take on the nothingness that was the Prophecy defense here.
Yeah, Prophecy, they know they need to throw everything at Epsilon there. They are 2 goals down, final 30 seconds. I could forgive them for conceding one more goal. It doesn't make a difference for them in this game, except 100% seal their destiny. Now trailing 2-0. And with the scoreline looking worse in Game 2 than it did in Game 1, it really does not look promising for Prophecy. Still, there is hope though. Can they believe like Frag did?
We need to go get Frag for them. Let's get the coach up there. Go and get himself Frag behind him. He's just going to shout every time they score.
Well, I don't hear any shouting coming from Prophecy right now. And it's important that you bring that up, because Frag said when they got loud, that's when they started to believe in the reverse sweep, and they actually made it happen. Can Prophecy do that? Can they get hyphy? Can they get loud? Can they believe in themselves? And can they stop scoring on goals? That was a beauty though.
Yeah, Flarky did come back to at least make up for it with a well-played shot. But it's mistakes like that. They'll remember the mistake more than they'll remember the goal. And that is just telling as to the mentality that Prophecy has.
That recovery by Repix.
Pretty much just been forced to go into. So yes, the situation has now come to pass. Can they do what Reason managed to do, but with 3 times more pressure? This is your position in the tournament on the line, and they've already given up a huge thing because Epsilon are now guaranteed at least a point.
Yeah, that's really big. The single points have not been coming up very often in the
We only had 2 so far.
So they're rare, and if we do see a Game 5, we'll have another one. But this is it. Prophecy, can they do the impossible? Can they do the unthinkable and reverse sweep an Epsilon team who have looked better on the day, who have looked in better form coming into this week? I don't think so, but I really, really want them to just give it a good bash, get loud, see if they can at least give it a good go, because looking at them right now,
yeah, they're not even saying a word.
Silence. It's like a graveyard.
It's not looking good for them right now. Hopefully this is just them taking a moment to recompose themselves, because they have got no choice as of now. Either win 3 games in a row or be out of the tournament. The choice is up to you, Prophecy.
Oh, they might get a good start. Oh no, Flarky bar down and out. That's so bad that the ball has bounced exactly in the worst possible place. Flarky had the wide open net, tried to shoot the ball down straight into the goal. Had he gone for a harsher hit into the crossbar, Sniper was there for the tap-in. But with the way the ball bounced up, Sniper didn't have any angle to shoot at. I do remember back listening to Mummy Snow talk about their team comms a couple of weeks ago. Oh, hold on. Almost a chance for a counter-attack to occur. But yeah, Mummy Snow did say that these guys, they sometimes play with no team comms at all. And I think that takes away a lot of their comeback potential, because they don't have the same energy, the adrenaline that other teams have. Like Reason showed us earlier. Just exploding and completely transforming themselves into a new team. And forced own goal perhaps, Sniper with the credit. It would have been scored regardless. What a mess of a defensive play on the left wing from Epsilon.
The mess is exactly what Prophecy need right now. You can see exactly what the intent was, trying to pinch the ball against the crossbar to take away.
Flarky was behind him. He would have
from the offensive player, so we're not going to take anything away there. Yes, it's an own goal, but it's an own goal with at least a reason for it. But now Prophecy needs to capitalize. You get the feeling they need at least 2 goals before they can even feel even slightly comfortable.
Oh yeah, 3 maybe.
Yeah,
3.
We'll keep bringing it up because that should never have happened. But Epsilon, even 1 goal down, will keep feeling confident. Data puts that one up high.
Save.
Well played from Moist. He gets the save and pushes it away from anywhere dangerous. So for the time being, Prophecy at least looking solid. But you need more. Oh, there's a big mistake.
Mummy had a good save earlier, but he's whiffed completely on a very efficient aerial from Repix. He used every last boost, but that dodge from Mummy, I don't think that was intentional. A little bit too high, committing to the wall really, really early, in fact. No need to use the wall to defend the goal there if you're Mummy Snow's shoes.
It's not even the straw that breaks the camel's back anymore. It's the hammer that beats it over the head. That is what it's turned into when it comes to prophecy and mistakes. And they need to cut it out.
Oh, good read.
Wow, well played, Sniper.
It's a great interception. Will he be rewarded for it? Doesn't look likely as Alex161 comes in with an interception of his own. Epsilon a goal away from moving one step closer. And oh my goodness, another bullet of an aerial from Repix from the midfield. Again, looking like the player to watch for Epsilon today is the Swiss man. I was trying to think, is there a way to say a Swiss man in one word? I don't think there is.
I wouldn't even attempt to try.
Dutchman or, you know, Dane, like all these countries.
I think it's Swede. I think Swede's the only one you really go for.
Swede is someone from Sweden.
Oh yeah, wait no. What do we have to hear?
He's from Switzerland, Shogun.
Oh, Switzerland. Oh, he's Swiss. That's the way it's done.
Yeah, but you can't say the Swiss.
That's
like Swiss is plural. Enough of that. Sorry, I'm definitely getting a bit distracted here. But to be fair, every time that these games go to 1-1, it's got a long portion of 1-1 where nothing much happens. This is exactly what has happened in the past two games. And then Epsilon squeeze it at the end. Is it going to happen again? If history has taught us anything, it is that Prophecy will not be able to stabilize. And it doesn't look like they will. Oh my goodness, Data. Oh, drilling it at the near post. Almost finding that goal, which has not eluded them in any of the other games they've played against Prophecy today.
But there was almost a huge mistake there from Prophecy. Sending all three players for that. Thankfully for them, Mummy Snow was able to land in time. He has missed that ball yet again. Mummy Snow not known for being the fake master. That is Woody, who we saw playing earlier. As that one almost squeezes in. Still all tied up. Prophecy can take this. As Mummy Snow pretends or tries to cause some sort of damage. But the rotation is too deep for Prophecy. Even if they cause a mistake, I doubt they could even catch up to it. As yet another long clear. Prophecy focusing, no mistakes.
Backflip again.
Over offensive pressure.
Oh, Flarky nearly finds the angle. A lot of Fields backflips creeping in for these guys. As pressure starts to mount. Will Prophecy be able to find that goal? Will one goal win them this game and maybe ignite their belief in themselves, start the reverse sweep? They desperately need that, but Alex161 looks threatening and he finds the back of the net with an emphatic strike.
Alex could very well be the man that has slayed Prophecy with that goal. Prophecy now need to find a goal, then they have to take it with yet another. Otherwise, they will be eliminated and they will join XL and Reason as mere spectators for our playoffs. But for Epsilon right now, this is the absolute perfect scenario. And now they just have to hold on.
2-1, 25 seconds remain. Prophecy struggling to create chances, far less take them, but they will have at least one more. Mummy to Flarky, gets cleared. Still the ball in Epsilon's half. Ceiling coming into play several times. Alex161 solid in the 50-50. Mind games, another one past Sniper. This might be it. Prophecy are on the brink. They need to keep the ball in the air for an awful long time here. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Epsilon Esports have defeated Prophecy 3-0. And that is the end of Prophecy's Season 1 Elite Series run.
A shoe-in at the beginning of the season. Prophecy were doing ever so well. 2-0 to open us up. And then it all just fell apart. That is going to be their 4th loss in a row. And like that, we must say goodbye to the boys in white, red and blue. They have been eliminated.
And with Reason on the up after today, you got to wonder, is that 4-loss streak going to turn into a 5-loss streak after all is said and done in week 7? But Epsilon still with a chance to make the playoffs. They're not in yet. They've got more work to do, and they have a very tough opponent next week in Method. So really, they'll be looking to other results to go in their favor as well, I think. Some great play. They were just a more consistent team on the day, by far, no doubt about it. It is worth noting that with that win, Epsilon have passed Envy in the standings. They were tied. Now they've gone up above them. And if Envy are not able to beat either Method or Infuse, Epsilon are now in top 4. So they could have made it in without needing another win. Next week. But they've got to rely on a little bit of help from Method and Infuse to get that, which they really might get with how well Method and Infuse are playing.
Yeah, certainly is heartbreak for Prophecy. They are now out. But Epsilon have got to be smiling. We talked earlier, Infused as well will be very happy with that result. And why not, as we now see one of them say goodbye. But at the end of the day, Prophecy just did not turn up for the longest period of time. And unfortunately, next week will be the last time they turn up, because it will be their final opportunity to play. But for the time being, that is it done here. We've still got one more huge game left to go. But let's break this one down right now. Tom, what do your boys think about that?
What do my boys think about that? I'm going to ask them, Shogun. Boys, what did you think about that? Sadly, Prophecy are out, aren't they?
They are very much out. I wouldn't say it was Epsilon's best performance that I've seen them do. It's not like they were beautiful, free-flowing goals. They just capitalised on Prophecy mistakes. And over the course of 3 games, Prophecy gave Epsilon enough goals to take a fairly comfortable victory.
It was disappointing. I really was hoping that Prophecy would get that win today. It just didn't happen, did it?
Yeah, I mean, they managed to get a goal in each game. So the first game was... Consistent 1 goal. First one, 2-1 to Epsilon. Then 4-1, and then back to the 2-1. So they stayed constantly at a level just below Epsilon there. You can see them now.
Yeah, well, they've moved up into second place. Yeah, sneaking up. They very much said Endpoint, we'll take it from here. Method, we'll take it from here. And then moved right on up. So yeah, 12 points now. If that was to be the playoffs as at the standings, it would mean the second place would take on the 4th place team. As Shogun highlighted and alluded to, there is one more match to come, and it's going to be a beauty. Envious versus Method. A lot riding on that one. But if we stick with Epsilon, based on that form, could they take on Infuse? Could they compete with them?
I'm personally not sure if they can. Whilst Prophecy, they're a good team. They're obviously, we've seen they've been knocked out now. They're not one of the top 4 that we've got here. So I don't, even though Epsilon have beat them, like Cole said, they weren't comfortable wins. They weren't like, okay, cool, we can smash in this game. They've not really dominated. So I don't know if they can really come up against the likes of Infused or sort of the other 2 top teams.
It's strong words from Stumpy there, and I would like you, Cole, to take those on board, harness them as we ask the questions to Repex, who's about to join us right now on the table. Get a round of applause for Repex! There he comes! Here he is! Let's see you, buddy. Come and join us.
I'll go with fist bumps here.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? Yeah,
it looks like consistent.
Hey, fist bumps are free, okay? And so can be niceties. Epsilon, congratulations to Repex yourself, because another convincing win, 3-0, that puts you into 2nd place in the standings.
Yeah, it feels really good to be able to bounce back after a really bad start, first week against Infused. Yeah, I guess we're getting used to playing at the LAN, and yeah, I mean, I think we improved over the last week as well. It feels really good to finally get the results we want.
Okay, do you want to ask him, or shall
I
ask
wondering,
him? Do you want to ask him, Cole, or shall I ask him?
Can I ask? Can I?
You ask.
Yay! Was that easier than you thought it would be? To me, it looked like you were very comfortable there in pretty much every game. Is that what you were expecting, or was that a bit simpler than you thought it would be?
We didn't really expect to. That is not really, because it wasn't really close, but we play Prophecy a lot because also they and Flarky are pretty good friends as well. So we play them a lot in private, and it's usually pretty close. So we didn't really expect to win the 3-0, but...
So you were just better on the day?
Yeah, we played really good.
You did?
Yeah. So you've already played Infuse, like you said. You've already had a game against them. You did lose 3-0 to them, and they're the ones at the top of the board. How do you feel about, if you guys make it to the semis, how would you feel about playing them again?
Well, the first game against Infused was under totally different circumstances. It was like the first LAN we played. Infused had a few LAN events already. So it's going to be totally different the next time we're playing against them. I really hope we're playing against them, because I know that if we're playing good, I think we beat them.
Yep. Really? Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Okay, fair enough.
Strong talk. I was wondering which one you laid it down, and the smackdown was thrown back to you.
I know.
Repex, your goals you scored today were vital in the match. How did you feel your personal performance was today?
I felt like I played decent. Like we all played really well. It wasn't like one played better than another. So we had some good passing plays. We had really good communications. It was also pretty easy to have that mental game keeping up, because apparently everything went our way.
Yeah, there was a cheeky, it was a good angle shot there, and then that one. Just why not trying to recreate your own Doomsy goal from today?
I mean, the first one was pretty cheeky because Alex actually had the free net, and I was just like, yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. I think I said to Cole when we were sitting here watching, I saw you kind of come in and take it from him, I just felt bad for him. Yeah, no open net there.
Yeah, I first saved the ball.
Trying to pad your stats up. I like it.
Well, let's hear from the man, because he's up there with Yasmin right now. Yasmin is with Sniper, I believe, from Prophecy.
I am indeed. Now, Sniper didn't go as to planned, and like we just heard on the desk there, they actually didn't expect to win that way. Did you expect to lose this way?
No, I don't think any good team expects to lose, to be honest. Like I said, we've been screaming a lot, and we have had some close games throughout the times, and we definitely didn't expect to go 0-3.
I think it was a shock for everyone, especially up in the audience here. Now, that does mean that you are unfortunately out for this part of the Elite Series. However, we do have another season, so it's not all over, really. So going forward, maybe into the next season, how do you think that you are going to perform individually and as a team?
I don't know. It's we don't even know if we're going to stay together as a team, actually. So, but individually, I think I'm going to be playing really well. Like, I've been proved a lot during this Elite Series, and the stage and like everything around it makes you a better player.
How is the audience reaction when you're up there? Can you hear them?
Yeah, you can definitely hear them.
Do they definitely lift you up a little bit?
Yeah, of course. It's always a pleasure to hear the crowd.
Brilliant, amazing. Thank you so much, Sniper. And as I said, you know, second season, and we wish you all the best. Back to you, Tom.
Ooh, there might be a team change. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about this Epsilon front runner down on the winners table, Repex. You're in second place at the moment. That means you take on fourth place person. If that was to be the standings, who would you like to play in the semi-finals?
That's hard to say. I'm not afraid of anyone.
That's easy to say, apparently. You can say I'm not afraid of anyone.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really care who we are playing, because we don't have like one opponent we're saying, no, we're never winning against them, or one we're just like, yeah, they're easy. Like, they're all good teams, and we're just take it how it comes, I think. Okay,
it'll be what it'll be. I like that as an ending. Well, congratulations on that win today, Repex. It's going to be a great last match that we have on our way. Envious taking on Method, and listen, guys, I'm going to lean in. That's sort of quite dramatic, that. But we have got a world champion in our midst. He goes by the name of Devo.
That's not me. It's not me.
You're not Devo. Sorry.
Thank you very much. I don't know about anyone else, I'm slightly scared and tense at the same time. He's menacing, he's tall, but then I thought about it, and that's probably because the angle of the camera was looking at him. I thought it was a giant.
I'm pretty sure he is quite tall.
He's a very tall person.
He's taller than you.
And that's coming from Stumpy.
He puts me to shame, I think. Okay. I think he's taller than me.
Okay, I mean...
Yeah, Rocket League as well, mate.
Yeah, arguably.
Okay.
Skip past that. Carry on, Tom.
A world champion in our midst, and it's not you, unfortunately, Stumpy, it is Devo. What can the lovely audience in the Gfinity Arena and everybody watching wherever you may be can expect from this big match? And it's not just because of the standings, is it?
No, they can expect some... I mean, I'm going to go back to Devo, because he is phenomenal at the game. He pulls off some of the craziest plays I think I've ever seen in this game. There was one during the World Championships where he managed to come off the ceiling and then he landed on the ball and then did a ball reset, flicked it over two defenders, setting up for a pass, and then they scored from that. It was
high expectations.
Beautiful. Yeah, I want him to just go absolutely crazy. Yeah. I want him to do everything that he can to just do insane plays.
Well, he plays for Envious, and then on Method, who they'll be playing today. You've got an exciting player who wants to now, and I spoke to him before we came out on air. He saw how many goals Doomsy scored. You've got Magnus there, who just needs to score 5 more goals to leapfrog Doomsy as the top goal scorer in the Elite Series.
Well, Magnus and Mexanoris, are known as one of these great double acts. They're always looking for each other. They're always finding amazing passes to each other. So I've no doubt Mexanoris is going to do his best to help Magnus take that top scorer point from Doomsy. It'll be great to watch these guys go against each other, because on the Envious side as well, we've got Devo coming in, and you have to remember that with Waffle's incredible defense, which we've seen throughout this series, it's going to allow Devo, it's going to unleash Devo. Devo's not going to have to worry too much about defending, because Waffle is happy to defend.
Yeah. Well, get ready to unleash the Devo. I don't believe that's a saying, but it is now. I'll take it. Stumpy, thank you very much for the first 3 games today, and yourself, Cole. Listen, our final match today is all about the race for the top 4. We've got a world champion in the house, and the goal machine, Magnus, looking to break down the wall of Waffle. It is Envious against Method, and it's coming your way at 5 p.m, so be sure to join us for that one. Bye for now.